Hello there everybody, welcome to a first look of the Frankfurt S-Bahn route. We are on the PC for this, which means we do get the full timetable. Here we are at Wiesbaden, and we're going to be driving the lovely DBBR 430 over to Frankfurt. So let's get into the train. We have now got the signal. I've actually already set it up, so let's get the doors shut. Very basic, you got the reverse, pop that to forward. Safety systems are over here, which weirdly you don't get LZB. There's no LZB on this train, which I thought most German trains did have that, but it doesn't. Right, let's get going. There's the horn. And we're also 12 coaches. Here we go. Look at that, it's busy. Put the FPS on. So we're 60 at the moment. I think my PC limit, I mean the video's in 60 anyway, so. And off we go. Got to keep the HUD on for this. Acknowledge that, that's 40. As we head out of Wiesbaden. Is that 40? What's that over there? Oh, 423. Oh, nice flange. As we head out. Hopefully audio's okay. Yeah, quite an exciting route this one, and there's a lot to it, and we're already late to the first stop, as yeah, we did have to wait for a couple of trains to come into Wiesbaden. I've got all of the trains apart from Rüsselsheim Nord. That's the only thing I don't have, but I don't think that adds too much, because you already get the 143 and the Dovetail on here, I believe, anyway. Right, let's whack that up. I do know for certain you get the DBBR 430 and the DBBR 423. But we'll take a look at the timetable once we get to Frankfurt. If we get to Frankfurt. Cool. This is like one of the busiest ever TSW routes. It's very busy. Quickly take a look at the map. So Wiesbaden as we come out. You've got the 3 different lines. The S1, I believe, is the top one, which is like the most direct one and the fastest one. The middle one is the S9, which sort of goes here, then joins up with us. And S8, the slowest one, comes all the way around here, along here, and then you've got the airport stop here. So you've got the S-Bahn stop, and then also the long distance stop above. And then over here, you've got Frankfurt over here. And we do also get the underground platforms at Frankfurt S-Bahn as well. No idea how this is going to run either, but my PC can run the West Coast Main Line South 2019 timetable without a hitch. So yeah, obviously that being the mod timetable. Thanks to Dovetail for giving us a key to show this off. Right, let's slow down to 80. Got 23 seconds or so to do so. There we go. We're down. Nice easy train to drive, this one. Literally just the power brake controller, that is it. Or the master controller. We come into Wiesbaden Ost. So we're 12 coaches. So it's like one of the longest, at least one of the longest, well, it's one of the routes where you can get the longest S-Bahn trains. As most of the time they're always 8. As on here they're 12. So you get really long trains on here. So because of that we're going to come in quite quick. Quite a bit of brake, 100% brake. Sort of ease it off as we head down. We are running slightly behind already. Hopefully it's looking and sounding alright though. So yeah, I wouldn't usually do it on the PC, but as we've now got the new PC, and of course this route is, well, it's got the full timetable on PC, it sort of made sense to do it on here, so we don't miss out. Right, let's do the doors to the right. Although we will also do a separate look on the console version as well. That will be tomorrow most likely. Lovely. Right, let's get the doors shut. There you go. And they're shut. And off we go to Marnsnord. Or do we actually go into Marnes Station? There's Mainz or Marnes Station. That's also on the Linke Rheinstrecke route. Which is sort of the backdated 90s German route. So it would be quite cool to see how it sort of compares the sort of main station, if we're going there, to the 90s version. I wonder if there's many differences. Pretty cool. Let's speed that up. And it's still 60 FPS here, so that's good. Oh, maybe not there, a little spike down there. For anyone wondering what PC I've got, the things I can remember is I've got an Intel i7, 64GB of RAM, and a 5060 graphics card, which I believe is pretty good. So, I mean, it costs quite a bit. Again, it can run West Coast Mainline South with the 2019 Timetable mod. Perfectly fine. See far. So I think we're coming away now, sort of on our own little line now for the S8. So I think we actually go over the river as well. Possibly. Pretty cool. So that's 80 along here. Feels weird having the HUD on for German routes. So every time we do a German route, we blooming have the HUD off usually. Yeah, so we're going across the river here. So this is the longest route you can do. As well, there's 3 different routes on here. Well, really, there's 4 if you include the bit via the long distance airport station. Not too far to Mainz-Nord or Marnes-Nord, however you want to say it. And again, we're coming quite quick as we are 12 coaches long. And we do stretch a fair way back. Look at that. And here we are. So right down to the end of the platform. I'd imagine all platforms can accommodate 12 coaches. I don't know if you would get any sort of SDL on here. Or sort of some of the doors wouldn't open. I assume all of them are capable of 12. And here, this is Mainz-Nord. Now we're going to get to the most, well, the thing about this route. On PC you get the full timetable, which gives you loads, it's like 1,400, 500, just loads and loads of services. But then this is the thing, if you're on console, that being PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, you get a reduced timetable, which we'd only really previously seen for PS4, Xbox One. Whereas now, this route has a full timetable for PC, but reduced if you're on console. And to make it also another thing to point out for this route, it's only on current gen consoles, Gen 9 and PC. You can't get this route on PS4 or Xbox One, just to clear that up. So a lot of people have been rather unhappy, and myself included, that you don't have the full timetable on console. Which I assume might be down to possibly the memory leak issues, where the textures just go all blurry. So that's maybe why they've had to put a reduced number in, to sort of prevent that. But then it makes me think, couldn't they have maybe spent more time trying to resolve the memory leak issue? yeah, spend more time on that, and then try and get the full. I don't know. Try and get the full timetable on console. I suppose now that's sort of being kicked down the road a bit. That issue. Right. Let's see if got a warning for a 60. So this is mains we're coming into. So we know this station already, because this yeah, this is on the Linker Rheinstrecke route. It's quite cool to sort of see it in a modern light. But yeah, going back to having the reduced timetable on console, probably because of the memory leak issue and possibly crashes as well. It sort of kicks the issue down the road. Or I suppose maybe in future, for future routes, they might just do a reduced timetable for console each time. Like say if we got like Brighton Mainline remaster, they might just do full timetable PC, reduced console. That's sort of just to basically stop having to fix the issue. So I'm not too happy with the fact that we're getting the reduced on as a console player predominantly. And whenever I play TSW, it's usually on the PlayStation 5. Or even possibly make some sort of set, because I've PS5 Pro, maybe make some sort of enhanced version for that, which maybe would be able to run the full timetable, or have the option at least, if you are on next gen or current gen consoles as they are, give people the option to run the full timetable at their own risk of possibly the game crashing or blurring out, instead of literally just saying no, not happening. As a 6-4, so this is Mains, or Mains. Mains. One Cafe. I don't think it really has changed much. Oh no, it has, yeah. No, it has changed quite a bit. On the sort of the 90s main station is quite blocky. As in it's just sort of it's just sort of well, it's got the massive train shed to it. Yeah, this is quite a bit different actually. Right, are we in alright? Yeah, we're in alright. Let's get the doors open. Yeah, the 90s sort of station had sort of the very cubey train shed to it. Whereas this is quite a bit different. Well, this is Mains basically modern day. Pretty cool to see it. And I think we go through a tunnel in a sec. As this route we're driving is the route which is on Train Sim Classic, I believe. On the Frankfurt to Koblenz route. With the DBBR 429, I think it is. Right, let's go. That being on Train Sim Classic, the old game. You can do that. Right, off we go. What's it say on there? 45, safe to release. Cool. And this route is set before the, the Frankfurt Market Gardens? Or some sort of big development. This is set before that happened. So then you have the old airport approach. And I get pricing information for the route as well. Into the tunnel we go. Still 60 at the moment, although going up to 80. It's Mains Römisches Theatre next. Probably not how you pronounce it. But yeah, let me find the price for this route. I believe it is £29.99. But I shall quickly confirm that. And eventually on this route you're going to get the DBBR 420 as a DLC. But that's not yet. Yeah, let me quickly find the price for this. So I'm pretty certain it's £29.99. I shall confirm that as we go through this tunnel. Get it up to 80. Get that to that. Cool. Lovely. Seafar. Right, coming up to the next stop. Again, we're 12 coaches, so we can just basically come in at about 60 kilometres an hour and still get a fairly comfortable stop. There's a bit of lag round here. There's a 143. Yeah, I'm pretty certain on here you get the 143, the 423 and the 430. No, we're not going right down the end here, I don't think. Oh no, we are. It's like an abandoned part of the platform. Where's this Marnes Ramicius Theatre? There we are. Cool. Right, let's have a look. Having a look. So yeah, you get the 430, 143 in Dostos, and by the 423. Where's the price? Price. Getting there, I think. Where's the price of this? Ah, there we go. Yeah, £29.99, and does release tomorrow as of this video going out. So that being May, yeah, 20th of May. So usually 10 AM on consoles, 4 PM on Epic Games, and Steam's at about 6 PM BST. Let's get an external shot of the train. S-Bahn Rhine Main, you've got like a little R and V, whatever that is. There we go. It's got like a blue and, yeah, like a blue, green and white stripe above it as well. There you go, 12 coaches. Pretty cool. Right, let's get in the front. So where are we now then? Let's have a look. We are now here. Yeah. Yeah, this is the slowest S-Bahn service you can do. Yeah, basically 3 routes in one. And maybe 4 if you want to include the regional airport stop. Or long distance airport stop. Over the big river here. Up to 120. Yeah, one of the busiest routes in the game, and probably likely will be one of the best German routes in the game. But it's just, I don't know, the fact console gets the reduced timetable. That's the thing for me. It sort of pulls this route down a bit. Obviously, if you're on PC, it's fine. You get the full thing. But yeah, sort of as a predominantly console player, hearing reduced in console, it's just like, oh. So I was really looking forward to this route. I'm still enjoying it, but yeah, hearing about that on console is just sort of, yeah, not as exciting, but still exciting. I know a lot of you guys in the comments have been saying you're sort of going to hold off on the route and just get it on a sale. And this is still main stop, Mainz Gustavsburg. Bit heavy braking into here. It's an S-Bahn, so that's fine. And here we are. But a nice treat though, because I've been away in Spain for the last few days. My first ever time going to somewhere outside of the UK, and first ever time flying as well. Are we here? Yeah, we're all good. You get the little like freeze you do when the objective changes. Yeah, so a nice little treat to come back to after my little getaway to Andalusia. Right, let's get the doors shut. Cool, and still that. Bischofsheim. Right, let's go. Another main stop. So main does stretch out a fair way then. Let's go. Got the PIS in there. We'll take a look at the inside of the train. and also scenarios, services, all of that stuff at the end. We quickly go inside the train, but through the oh, we can. There we go. Oh, there's the PIS up there. So I think that's the same as what you'd get on the 423 on Kinzigtalbahn. Right, let's whack that up. About 3 kilometres. How many stops have we got actually? Oh, not that many. Mainz, Bischofsheim, Rüsselsheim, Opperwerk, Rüsselsheim, Roheim, Cutterback, the regional stop for the airport, and then Frankfurt Stadium, I assume that is. A few Frankfurt stops, and then Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof. There's not like loads then. But it still takes, yeah, 57 minutes I think it said it would take. Getting a little bit of lag though, a few sort of FPS drops. Actually, not encountered on any other routes I've played on the PC yet. Let's start bringing that down a bit. About a kilometre. Cool. Lovely. Yeah, alright, it's safer. Now, coming fairly quickly as we are 12 coaches. So usually you'd probably come in at about 50 kilometres an hour, but yeah, again, as we are 12 coaches, yeah, you're coming probably about 60, 70. Still get a nice stop. Kind of about 60 there. Right down towards the end. See the planes going over the top. Lovely. Oh, what's that guy doing there? What's going on there? And here we are. That's the door buttons here, I think. Right, there we go. Was he trying to take a selfie? Here's the inside of the train. It's quite roomy. What are you doing? Oh, he is. He's taking a photo, taking a selfie. What's he taking? He's taking a selfie of him and graffiti. Very interesting. Climb up. Cool. Right, let's hop back in. We are again a little bit late, as we did have to wait at Wissen. What was it? The first stop. Wiesbaden. Right, and let's get going. Cool. 3 kilometres to the next one, platform 23. As the German numbering for platforms is slightly weird. So you'll get like platform 1 and platform 2, then it will go to like platform 92 and 93. Some of these places. But I think it's all to do with the track numbers. Is that another 430? Yeah, another 430 there. Very nice looking train though. And obviously, of course, a big open windscreen as well, which is always quite nice. We're at 120. What's the top speed of these trains? 140? Usually there's like a little sticker somewhere. Got to acknowledge. We almost missed something there. I could slow down. Well, it's usually 140 is the top speed of these ones. Sort of all these S-Bahn trains. Right, pay attention to signals. We almost missed something there. We've got green over yellow. Oh yeah, for that 60 coming up. This is probably, I suppose, into Rüsselsheim. Hang on, it's set as a semaphore. Wow. Semaphore signals on here, blimey. Wouldn't have expected that. Oh, believe it really is old. Look at that. Even that's an old school one. Wow. Cool. Not coming into Rüsselsheim. Have we joined up with the other line again? Oh yeah, so we'll also now see the S9 as well. That's joined up with us again. Or we've joined back up with it. Across we go. Yeah, pretty nice to see the semaphores though. That's got an unexpected treat. Hopefully everything's running and looking okay though, and hopefully sounding okay. Let's go turn it up a little bit. Again, we are on the PC. Down the end again. Yeah, 23 this one. 642 rushing past over there. And here we are. Lovely. I'll try and get a nice photo as well at some point. In fact, let's try and get one now actually. Options, photo mode. I'll get rid of the FPS first. Options, photo mode. Just in case we forget to take one further along. Let's get one now quickly. I think my visuals look better on the PS5. Right, let's rotate that. Although we are in ultra graphics in here. So it should ideally look fine. Hide, overlay. Get a shot of that to begin with. Cool. Lock the doors. And let's go. And you can't use the GSMR on here. As you can see, not really anything you can really do with it. Oh, hang on, no, get rid of that, get out of there. How do we get out of here now? I don't like this view screen thing. How do we get out of it? There. Yeah, not a fan of that. Right, let's go. Safe to release. Really? It says we've got 40 coming up. So we'll go up to 40. That's probably coming back across the points. See far? This is the 40 coming up. Rüsselsheim next, which is, wow, only 700 metres. It's quite close together, these ones. Getting more semaphore signals. I like this area. Yeah, didn't expect to see any, considering this is like a Frankfurt's a sort of state-of-the-art modern route, but obviously not quite. And down into 2 tracks. Does anyone guess what station I've set the UK departure board to? See far? Oh, so it's right down the end again. Wherever the end is, just there, I think. here we are, Rüsselsheim. Right down to the end. Seafert. Cool, and here we are. Right, let's do the doors. This rather long train. Do we fit in here? Assume we do, yeah. We do fit in. Get the doors shut. And up next is Raunheim. So we're almost at Frankfurt Airport now. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So it's like an underground. So you've got the sort of the underground station, and then you've got the big one above for all of the ICE trains. So it's quite cool. But enjoying this so far. Although again, of course, we're not on the console which we'd usually play on. That's the only bit like, oh. But I'm enjoying the journey so far. The route itself looks great. I mean, the amount of services is mad. It's just that reduced timetable on the console version, which just sort of brings the route down for me. Well, it brings that excitedness level down for me. As I'll play this on PC now. I'll probably do a couple more videos on the PC of this, but then after that I'll be on the console. Well, can we get rid of that? Has that thing been on the whole time, the little cursor? Is that accessibility? Oh, it's not. Apologies everybody, that's probably been quite annoying if you've noticed it. Okay, let's get that off. Should now go off. There we go. Little crosshair thing goes off. We're up to 160. We can't get up to 160 in this. So yeah, most of the S-Bahn trains 425 in the 423 are 140 max. So I'm not sure if we should be getting up to 160, but we will. But we'll try. We'll get as fast as we can before Raunheim, which to be honest, we're just coasting now. So a kilometre is nothing. Another plane there coming into Frankfurt. Another train there as well. Another 4:30. Let's zoom in. Again, this comes out tomorrow, £29.90 at 30 quid, £29.99 pence. Well, again, if you are on the console version, that being Gen 9 only, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, it's not on PS4 and Xbox One. You do get the reduced timetable. Sure, we'll go through all the different layers you can get on here. And we sort of go a little bit past the end here. Must be quite tight then. Oh, no, not really. Right, let's do the doors. Yeah, let me get the article up again. So let's see. So these are all of the routes and stuff you need to get every single train on the route. So let's see. So Kassel-Würzburg, Frankfurt Fulda, so the Kinzigtalbahn, the DBBR 101, that's the original 101. Expert would have been quite cool, but yeah, it's the original one, Farbstrecke Rhein-Ruhr. Bremen-Oldenburg, Main-Talbahn, and the Rüsselsheim Nord DLC with the DBBR 363. That's the only one I don't have is Rüsselsheim Nord, which then obviously brings the 363 over. And also Niedertalbahn, but that's for AI traffic. Let's see I'm just going to quickly look at the reduced one. So the reduced timetable features just over 600 playable services, which again is still quite a bit. But then obviously the full timetable is about 1,000 services. But I think it comes a lot more with all of the AI trains. So not quite 1,500, 1,600 services as we mentioned earlier. I thought it had more. But no, 1,000 services on the full timetable. But again, we'll see all the AI trains. It will be way more. And yeah, 600 odd services for the reduced timetable. Which the reduced timetable, so that's for consoles. Yeah, it's just the free included trains, and you get the ICET if you've got the Kinzig-Tauban. So for console, that's Xbox Series and PlayStation 5. Just gonna check the audio again. You get only one layer, and that's if you own the Kinzig-Tauban. For the ICET, the 411. 160. Quite big gaps to the next stop. Let's get a flyby shot. I think we just... Is that the other line there? Have a little look-see in a minute. I don't know if that's the one which goes to the other airport station, which we've just sort of gone under. Goes. Let's have a little look on the map. Yeah, that little line there we've just sort of gone under is the one which goes to the regional airport station. Press key. So you'll be driving your ICE services along there. I mean, you said there was like a train every 7 minutes or so. Every nine minutes there's a service, an ICE service. So it's quite, yeah, there's a lot. Again, that's the full timetable. I got a warning for a 100, what should do fairly soon. Not too far to Kelsterbach. How are we running? Sort of turn the FPS, still 60. That's dropped us in a few places. Predominantly it's been 60. I think my one caps it to 62. I get the videos at 60 anyway, so. Right, coming up to Kelsterbach. You've got that 100 coming up as well. It's coming down for that. And I think after this we've got the airport stop. Give us the one after this. What's in there? What's lurking in the siding? Is that 4.2? Is that 4.30 or 4.23? 4.30, yeah. Must be some sort of turn back area here. Maybe some services terminate here. Oh yeah, we're coming up to rush hour, so maybe that's some sort of extra rush hour train. Let's have a look on the map. That's the train. Empty depot moved to Frankfurt. Oh, okay. But no, as a whole so far, the route looks great. Looks great. It's busy. Yeah, can't really complain about the route length and the contents of the route. You know, the S1, S8, S9, massive network. So yeah, from Wiesbaden over to. I mean, really, yeah, the route is basically it's a perfect route. The only thing about it is just the timetable. Being reduced on console. That's the one thing, literally the only thing, which is like, oh. Like everything else is just perfect. Well, I'm sure if you're German and you're from Frankfurt, you'll find all these other little things which might not be completely right. But as someone who doesn't know Frankfurt, I don't know these trains. Looking, you know, from the map and look at the route. It's just the network basically. Well, it's the S-Bahn network, Frankfurt S-Bahn network. It literally is the perfect German route for S-Bahn stuff. But yeah, that's the only thing. It's just, yeah, just the console being reduced, or having the reduced timetable. Which of course, if you're on console, when you get the route, you're still getting you know, all of the S-Bahn services. You just don't get the additional layers if you owned other DLC. So I suppose theoretically you are still getting the same as the PC version. You know, in terms of the 430, 423, the 143 and the Dostos, the sort of included trains with the route, you are still getting the full amount. It's just you can't get the added layers apart from the ICET, which sort of improve and enhance the route. So yeah, theoretically, well, I mean, you are getting the same as the PC version, base train wise. But of course, most people do have extra DLC and have layers. That's the bit where you're missing out on console, which I don't like too much. And of course, I'm a Dovetail ambassador. Love Dovetail. Dovetail, brilliant. See, they make Train Sim on the console and make Train Sim in general, which is great. And been to Dovetail a couple of times. Lovely people. Yeah, I mean, I have a very good positive image of Dovetail, and like, well, I'd like them to do well, so they can keep on doing what they do. Yeah, I'm not happy about the reduced timetable. I know it probably is the memory leak issues on console. Probably consoles aren't powerful enough, even the next gen ones or current gen ones. But surely maybe there could be more optimization or something. You know, instead of sort of kicking the can down the road for the blurring and stuff. Maybe would have been nice to get sorted. I don't know. It probably is a lot harder than it seems to someone who doesn't really know much about, you know, game development and stuff like that. Ooh, here we are. We're in the tunnel now. Cool. Yeah, it probably is a lot harder than it seems to do all of those things. But still, it would be cool to know, just know the ins and outs of it. And here we are, this is Frankfurt Flughafen. This is like the S-Bahn stop. But really, we're coming in quite quick here. Should be alright though. Look at this, is brilliant. This is awesome down here. You've got like a whole network map there as well on the left. Awesome. The audio is really good in here as well. Like, it generally sounds like we are in the tunnel. Yeah, it sounds really good. Right, here we are. Let's do the doors. Lovely. This is a very cool stop. Let's have a look at the service frequency as well here. What's like the service frequency like? There's maybe that platform there. Yeah, so it's actually every 7 minutes or so. Every 7-8 minutes. There's a service at this one. Right, have we closed the doors? No, we haven't. Closed the doors. Cool, right, back in. And it is Frankfurt Stadium next. I assume that's what that is. Definitely everybody at the airport stop. But no, going back to what we were saying before we were coming into the stop, it would be nice to know a bit more about why we don't have the full timetable on the console. As in, have they tried to sort whatever it is? I'm sure they have, but just a bit more intel as to why we don't have the full one on the console. Is it literally just the console can't handle it? Could it be optimised more so it can handle it? And is it going to be a thing we'll now see more of in the future, having the reduced one on console? was it more just this route because it's just super busy? And could PS5 Pro handle it? The full timetable. As a lot of games are now getting like PS5 Pro enhanced sort of versions, which TSW doesn't currently have. So could we possibly see a PS5 Pro enhanced version which then has the full timetable? So I think it's got the more like RAM. It's better. The Pro is better than the sort of typical PS5. Right, about 2 kilometers to Frankfurt Stadium. Cool. I do think post-release for this route would be nice if more attention, maybe getting the full timetable onto consoles. Which I know a lot of PC players will say, "Oh, consoles are holding us back," but then the majority of TSW players are on console. Right, coming up to Frankfurt Stadium. Got another sort of large stop this one. Another train coming in over there. Not seen many 423s, mostly just 430s. I think the 430, well, actually I think the 423 predominantly runs the S1 services. I think that's what it said in one of the articles. Like the S8 and S9 are mostly the 430, and then the 423 sort of does the S1 and sort of more of the AI stuff. Cool. We're only a couple of minutes late, so it's not too bad. We sort of maintain that 2-minute lateness. Next is Frankfurt Niederrad, and then we got Hauptbahnhof, and I think we're going into the low level as well, TF. I think that's sort of low level. Remember that from the rapid transit route where you've got TF for Leipzig, Hauptbahnhof. So I think we're coming into the low level. Should be cool. Right, let's go up to 100 kilometers an hour. Only a why is the bar not? Why is the bar like that? Oh no, that's the distance, isn't it? I think. Cool. No, visually it's looking nice though, and it's running okay. We've had a couple of drops off the FPS. Sort of mains, that sort of area, because you've got quite big stations there. But so far, it's running alright. I wouldn't say my PC's the best, but it's probably not the worst. Which is why I do prefer console gaming, because it's just a lot less confusing. Down to the end again. And coming in quite quickly here, but again we are an S-Bahn train, so I suppose heavy braking, etc. is sort of to be expected. I think one of the elderly NPCs there as well. On that one, why? That's the one. Wait, why? Doors. Unlock. I have opened the other doors up. Cool, well, locked doors already. Why? That's the one, why? Cool. I'll sometimes press R as well, because R is, on Train Sim Classic, R is to close doors for quite a lot of stuff. Right, let's do that. And let's go. Lovely looking train though, look at that. It's a stunning looking train. Right, let's get another shot. Oh, I got them in FPS up again. Okay. Hide overlay. Cool. Off we go. Another train coming along. 4:30, I think. So when did we join up with the other line? Oh, literally right at the end. I thought we came out of Frankfurt and sort of went off to the right. Yeah, I thought when we came out we went up like here originally, but no, we sort of, well, that way, sort of straight out. 100 km/h. But we'll stay like that, I suppose, now for the rest of the way. Well, on the approach to Frankfurt S-Bahnhof, again, once we've done this service, I'll come out, journey mode, services, etc., scenarios, take a look at what's included. Of course, the only DLCs we are missing are Russia Ignored and the 363. I don't think they add too much though. I think really it's just the 363. It's Russia Ignored. The 363 is one of those old DLCs where it's like attached to a route. Yeah, so I think that's really all it would add is the 363. Probably for the shunting services out of Frankfurt S-Bahnhof. That was a 423, I think. I think at some point we will see the DBBR 420 on this route as well. This is another train already. Wow. Busy coming into here. I suppose this is where the Frankfurt core, I suppose this is. Equivalent to the Thameslink core. And here we are dipping under before the main station up top. Pretty cool. Warning for the 60 as well. Don't know if that's going to start before the... Yeah, it is, yeah, 60. Single yellow as well. Yeah, alright. What is that? Yeah, this is Frankfurt S-Bahnhof low level. Oh, you got other lines joining up here as well. Cool. Right, it's quite a big. It's not just like two platforms. There's a few different ones down here. Cool. And it's nice that they've actually included the low-level platform. I suppose you sort of have to, so all the lines join up. It's like on the Munich to Augsburg route, where we didn't get the low-level platforms at Munich S-Bahnhof. So if you sort of want to complete a service, and you then have to walk along the track to Munich Hauptbahnhof if you don't want to fast travel. Pretty cool though. Yeah, not a bad run. That was good fun. Good fun indeed. U, that's the one we got pressing at U. There you go. Right door's unlocked. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I mean, that was, well, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The route looked great. Lots of trains. Can't really complain, really. Right, get the doors shut. But that was an awesome run. Look at that coming in. Fantastic. Really, really good. Not too bad. Platinum medal, 48 kilometres, and that was the sort of one trunk of it. How do we get out? Return timetable. I think return to timetable. So again, the only thing we're missing is Russia-Nord and the 363, which again I think Russia-Nord itself doesn't add anything. It's just the 363 which sort of latches onto it. So this is the 430 and what it can do. It's 24/7 as well, 24 hours. So it's just loads, all the way there, all the way down. 43 minutes for the S1, 53 for the S8. A little bit more as well at some time. Well, that's midnight or so. Sort of normal time. 45 S1, 50 S9, S8 53. So that's the 430. The ICET, a fair few services on there. Sort of every hour or so. On there, 50 odd minutes. The 642 from Maintalbahn. That's a fair bit on there, sort of a nice variety in services. All the way through. 423, so again the 423 and the 430 are both included with the route. So that does, oh, it's got the S2 on there, S2 on there. I thought it did add the S1 primarily. Okay, maybe not then, maybe that's more the S2. Sort of seems to do little shorter runs. 425 from Bremen-Oldenburg. A few of the regional barn services on there. Fair few on there, just loads of services. The 403, the ICE3 from Kassel-Würzburg. It looks to be sort of about twice an hour or so all the way through. The IC1, lots of services on there again. There's just so much to do. The 143 is included with the route. That seems to be regional barn services. Schaffenburg on there actually. A fair few there. Dosto, which is part of the comes with the 143, so it's push pull. And then your regional barn services again. Vectron for freight stuff. Sort of a few services on there. It's predominantly passenger this route. 101. Might be missing some of the services on here because I feel like the 363 might add some more. But there's some there. Again, that's the default 101. And then you would also have 363 services on there as well, but we don't have that. Scenarios, 5 scenarios, if you're into scenarios. Journey mode, journey mode, journey mode. 6 chapters on there as well. Well, hopefully you can still hear me because that music is rather noisy. I'm just going to pop that right down actually. But yeah, that is going to be it from me. Hopefully everybody has enjoyed it. Links can be found in all of the usual places. Discord, PayPal, merch store. What did you think of the Frankfurt S-Bahn route? Personally, I thought that was pretty good. I mean, it's basically a network route with 3 different ways, almost 4 different ways you can go. Really, really busy, really busy. Yeah, really, there's nothing really to complain about. The only thing to be sort of not happy about is the reduced timetable on console. Which if you are a console player really would change the experience of the route. But no, really, yeah, that's the only downer on the route is that reduced timetable on console. Apart from that, it seemed fantastic. Really, that was really good. Comes out tomorrow, £29.99. Not on PS4 and Xbox One. Again, not on PS4 or Xbox One. Current gen consoles and PC only. Apart from that, thanks to Dovetail for giving us a key to show it off, and I hope to see you next time. See you all. Take care. Bye, guys.